Curtis Blaydes reminded the world that he is a top heavyweight contender on Saturday when he knocked out Chris Daukaus in the second round of the UFC on ESPN 33 headliner in Columbus. The first time in Blaydes' UFC career that he has won a fight without a single takedown attempted. Not anything any of us really saw coming in this fight. He goes in there and strikes with Daukaus, lands some good shots in the first, and then very early in the second lands a huge one that leads to the knockdown and ultimately the flurry that finished the job. A statement performance from Blaydes. A lot of people coming into this fight not overly excited about this main event because they felt that Blaydes was going to do it. It was going to be his traditional takedown, wrestling heavy approach. I was one of those people, certainly, but he completely woke us up and showed that he does have a very dangerous striking game and he can finish fights there too. And I think that is a huge step forward in terms of his promise and development in this heavyweight division. He's said a lot in the past that he does not care if people boo his fights, if they don't like his style. He's always going to wrestle, but it seemed like he came into this one off the brutal knockout loss to Derek Lewis with a bit of a different mindset, and it really paid dividends in the performance and in the victory. And I think it really shows that he belongs in the conversation with these top heavyweights, the guys who are in the title picture or perhaps the interim title picture, with Francis Ngannou sidelined by injury. Seems like he's going to be out the rest of the year. Dana White hinting an interim title is likely going to come into play, and it's just a matter, I think, of all these matchups unfolding around how they decide to book that interim title fight. I think their number one option would certainly be Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. If not one of those guys being available, I think maybe Ciryl Gane could fit in the mix somewhere there too, and then perhaps Blaydes, but it's really just kind of a toss-up. Blaydes saying after the fact that he does like a fight with Miocic or Gane, and I think that's a pretty good call-out for him and probably in line with what's going to happen. If the fight ends up being Jones and Miocic for the interim title, I think a Gane fight would be very logical for Blaydes, and if they decide to go in a different direction without Miocic, that fight would make a lot of sense for Blaydes as well. So I think he definitely has a very good chance of getting one of those two matchups, but it's too hard to say exactly which one it's going to be in the moment. The UFC needs to make its decisions on what it's going to do with this heavyweight division, and then Blaydes is certainly going to be a benefactor of a huge fight regardless of how it goes.